So guys, I found yet another past life. And it all started with a hyper-realistic dream that I had a few years back and I painted this picture of. So here I was living in a high-rise apartment and I heard the Islamic call to prayer. And it's such a sense of peace came upon me and I just felt like going to my window. And I looked out and I felt the sun on my skin as I was listening to this call. And I felt very independent and it was amazing. And I decided I must look into this live. Linguistically, Turkish has fascinated me for as long as I have known it exists. And I have been watching the movies and learning the language at a rapid pace. And I have very much tried to enrich my life with Turkish culture, people, cuisine. Another clue in this dream is how high up I was in the building. And I've never lived in an apartment quite this high as I was in this dream. And only Istanbul has buildings this tall unless there's some kind of royalty. And I'm relatively sure since I was alone and I felt very independent, there was no one around me. And this was just a small apartment that I was not royalty. So I was looking for a specific type of lady that could afford this type of lifestyle, but not actually convert to Islam. And it turns out everyone had to that was in the harem or a part of the royal family in Ottoman times. So there was a particular type of lady known as a Kira. And this woman would be married to a jeweler or a businessman, and he couldn't go into the harem. Obviously, men weren't allowed. So being a woman was actually a benefit here, and being Jewish was beneficial too, because they could work in trades and do things that Muslim women were not permitted to do by their laws. So some of the things they helped these women in the harem get were luxury items like jewelry, clothing, extra things like medicine, or even sending secret letters. There were 3 famous Kiras, and I'm not saying I necessarily had to be one of them, but I was sure I was speaking Turkish in this life, and the other 2 spoke Spanish or Italian. So the identity of this lady is Strongela, and she was born in the 1490s and she died in 1548. And I just wanted to share it so you could see that you can also find your past life with just a few clues.